So this is the first video for the HESI Chemistry review, and we're going to be talking about elements and atoms, and this is the first section of elements and atoms. So what is represented here is an atom, and the two parts of an atom are the nucleus and the area known as either the electron clouds, shells, or orbitals. They all pretty much mean the same thing, and you just need to be able to recognize any of those names and associate it with, it's basically the place where the electrons live. And protons, neutrons, and electrons are the three subatomic particles that you need to know about. Subatomic, sub meaning smaller than, and atomic meaning atom. So it's the smaller particles that make up an atom. And for each of these particles, there's three things that you need to know about them. You need to know their mass, which is basically just how big they are, how much they weigh. You need to know their charge, which is positive, negative, or neutral, depending on which particle. And then you also need to know where in the atom they live. So we'll go through that one at a time. Protons have a mass of 1, meaning they weigh 1. It's called 1 atomic mass unit. You don't really need to remember atomic mass unit specifically, just 1 unit. Each proton weighs 1 unit, and it has a positive charge, which is indicated by the plus sign in there and by the positive attitude of the smiley guy here. And they live in the nucleus. So that is, all protons reside in the nucleus of their atom. And then we have neutrons. Neutrons also have a mass of 1, just like the protons. Their charge is neutral, so think of the neutral face guy here. And they live in the nucleus with the protons. Electrons have a negative charge, so we've got them here with a sad face, a guy with a negative attitude. Their mass, just think of their mass as 0. In this representation, they're small, but they're nowhere near as small compared to the protons and neutrons as they would be in real life. In real life, the size of an electron is so small that you would need to have 2,000 of them to equal the size of 1 neutron. But if I made it that small here, you wouldn't be able to see it, so that wouldn't work very well. So anyway, they're so small that we can just think of their size as being nothing. They don't contribute anything toward the mass of the atom. Later, we're going to talk about how to calculate the mass of an atom. And so when we do so, the electrons will be considered to be nothing. And as you can see where I put the electron here, the electrons are not inside the nucleus. They are in these electron clouds or shells. And depending on how many there are, if you fill them up, they start moving to these outer shells, and they can occupy any of these. So protons, positive charge, live in the nucleus, mass equals 1. Neutrons, no charge, live in the nucleus, mass equals 1. Electrons, negative charge, live in the electron clouds or shells or orbitals, and mass equals 0.